Hey all, welcome back once again to my YouTube class. I'm Manjit Rawat, your online instructor. This is another session of Azure Administrator. As we discussed before, we almost completed the entire content based on Azure 104. We are on last module, which is related to the monitor and manage the resources, right? So in day one, you can say that in first session of our maintaining and manage Azure resources module, we discussed about how to take the backup of our storage services, right? So I'm going to move ourselves to next topic of module 5, and in this class, in this video, I'm going to guide you about how to take the backup of our virtual machine, which is really important for everyone. If you are an administrator or if you are an Azure architect, you should know about the procedure to take the backup of Azure virtual machine. So let's start our session. I'm going to move ourselves to desktop screen and guide you about the concept of virtual machines backup, and we'll discuss about the procedure as well. But before that, if you're new on my YouTube channel, if you're watching my video first time, do subscribe Teach Me Cloud, because Teach Me Cloud is a single technical training based YouTube channel that give you 100% live practical in series. So let me move ourselves to desktop screen. Okay, we are on page of our desktop. Let me explain you about the concept of Azure backup first, and after that I have already created one VM. We will use recovery service vault to configure the backup of Azure virtual machine. This is our agenda. But before that, we should know about the prerequisite and about the steps to configure Azure virtual machine backup. Okay, so what we need to do, in previous session we have already discussed, but let me explain you about our agenda. The agenda is configure Azure VM, right? This is our agenda, because you know that we are able to configure the backup of multiple services which is available on Azure portal, which is running on Azure portal, like storage, databases. You can take the backup of virtual machine and SAP server. If you any SAP server established on Azure portal, you can configure the backup. This is our agenda. The prerequisites are, what you need to do, as we discussed before, create recovery service vault. Okay, the recovery service vault is a service that helps us to take the backup of any resources, right? And for testing purpose, create Azure VM, because our agenda to create backup of virtual machine. So that's why you must need to create at least one virtual machine. That's it. I don't think any other services are required to take the backup of virtual machine. So what I'm going to do, let me explain you through that diagram. This is our Azure virtual machine, right? This one is our Azure VM. I have already created the Azure virtual machine with server 2016. Yeah, this is our Windows virtual machine that I created. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to configure the backup, right? So we'll take the backup. Right now we are on page of backup, but we will discuss about disaster recovery and replication as well. So stay tuned with Teach Me Cloud, because I'll give you the complete information based on Azure 104, right? So we will configure the backup. As we know that to create a backup of any resources, recovery service vault come into the picture. For example, this is the backup file. One more important part, Azure will never disclose the location of backup, right? It's a mediator. Recovery service vault can create the backup and put it into the different data center which is established by provider in backend. So we are unable to check the file where is our backup files are available. So we will use it to recover the data, recover our virtual machine as well. Okay, so once you complete the backup, we have a two different way to recover it, right? Definitely we will recover in case of any issues occur with your existing virtual machine. So we have two different way to recover our virtual machine. First is file backup, file recovery. and second is related to VM restore. Let me explain you about the meaning of both recovery point. So the meaning of file recovery, as per the name suggests, you don't want to recover your virtual machine, right? You just wanted to recover the data that you uploaded or created in our virtual machine. So we just proceed with this particular option. File recovery can help you to recover the files only. But if you want to restore the entire virtual machine because the issues with your operating system, so you must need to recover entire virtual machine. If the issues with data, you just lost the data, but your virtual machine is still working properly. So in this case, you just need to proceed with the file recovery only. So we will discuss each and every point. This is our agenda. I hope you understand about the concept to recover our virtual machine, means also types of recovery. I'm going to show you the practical, right? So what we have already created one recovery service vault. Virtual machine is also available. So let's move ourselves to portal. And this one is our virtual machine. Do you want to connect our virtual machine? Just need to click connect. Let me create few data in our virtual machine for identification only. So let me download the RDP. And make few changes over a desktop, right? Username, you must need to provide your username. Okay, and we will make some changes like we will create a few files and folder on desktop. You can create any folder in our C drive or D drive that available in our virtual machine, and after that we'll proceed for the recovery purpose, sorry, backup purpose, and then we'll configure the recovery. So right now we are on our desktop screen, means not desktop screen, the virtual machines RDP. I'm just going to open this PC. Okay, let me open this PC and proceed for the next step. I think only one drive available because we haven't added any data disk. So we will find only one hard drive, which is operating system drive, because we are unauthorized to use the temporary storage. Microsoft suggested do not put your personal data in temporary storage because once you restart your virtual machine, we will lose our data. So I'm going to open C drive and we will create few folders, right? Okay, let me create one folder. Done. Let me create one more folder, just blank folder, only for the testing purpose. Test data. Okay, only for the testing purpose we created two different folder. And now I'm going to move ourselves to desktop screen, means our portal, and take the backup of this particular virtual machine, and after that proceed for the recovery. Open our portal. You can just need to click on more services, then storage, because you know that the recovery service vault is a part of storage. Select recovery service vault. Already created two vaults, Japan East. I'm going to proceed with the training vaults 1988. We'll use these particular vaults to create the backup of our virtual machine. And what you need to do, just need to click backup. It will redirect you on page of backup that help us to create the backup of virtual machine or another resources. So yes, I wanted to, my virtual machine is running on Azure portal. This is the backup type, Azure Virtual Machine. No need to make any changes, click backup. So we have a two different way to proceed to take the backup of virtual machine. One is a standard and another is enhanced. The difference between both, once a day backup, multiple backup per day, because you know that the enhanced is a upgraded version of our backup policies that help us to take the backup of single virtual machine multiple time on a day. And we have a different option, GRS, and support the trusted Azure VM. So everything is okay. I'm going to proceed with the standard. This is default policy. I don't want to create the schedule of our virtual machine because we wanted to take the backup right now, because we want to see the result of backup. Add your virtual machine, which is really important. I'm going to click on add. It will redirect you on the page of virtual machine. Make sure your virtual machine is available in same geographical location, right? And your virtual machine not in any other backup vault, not connected with any recovery service vault. So let me verify the location of our virtual machine. Our virtual machine is available in Japan East, not an issue. Let me check recovery service vault. Recovery service vault 1988. Click backup. Backup now. Okay, just select the backup, and what we need to do, we just need to select the virtual machine. See, we are able to find the domain. Domain is our virtual machine name. I'm going to select our virtual machine, click OK. Validation is in progress, means it will take up to 30 to 40 seconds to authorize your virtual machine. Operating system disk only. If you want to take the backup of your virtual machine's operating system disk only, just need to check mark it. I'm not going to make any changes. We successfully added our virtual machine. Just need to click enable backup. The backup process initializing, deployment initializing. We just need to wait for a few minutes. And the duration of our backup means it will take up to 5 to 7 minutes to take the backup of our virtual machine, right? After 5 to 7 minutes, we are able to restore our VM, but we just need to wait for a few seconds because we want to proceed for the backup now policy. We don't want to schedule, right? Because once you schedule, you must need to wait for the till time of scheduling. Deployment accepted, right? So wait for a few more seconds. Once our backup process completed, we will activate the backup policy. We will proceed for backup now policy. Still is in progress. Meanwhile, I hope you understand about the concept that we discussed related to backup policy. I'm talking about this particular panel, right? So I hope you understand about the concept of backup and the prerequisite to set up a backup for any virtual machine or any resources, not only the virtual machine, because this class is dedicated for the virtual machine backup. That's why you should know about the prerequisite. Backup proceeded. We just proceeded for backup, but we just need to activate the backup for right now. So what you need to do, click on backup items. It will guide you how many backups that you configured with the help of this recovery service vault. In our case, we created a backup for virtual machine 1. Azure storage files 1 means you used this particular backup vault, recovery service vault, for virtual file, means Azure file and virtual machine. So I'm just going to click on virtual machine, and warning, initialize backup pending, right? Because it is waiting for the schedule. But I don't want to wait. We want to take the backup of right now. Click on 3 dots and see the first option is related to the backup now. Just need to click on backup now and click OK. Triggering backup for domain. It means that you successfully proceeded for the backup of your virtual machine. So maybe it will take up to more than 5 and less than 10 minutes, right? So you just wait for a few more minutes and I'll guide you about the restore process as well, because this is the complete process to configure the backup of virtual machine. But as a Azure administrator, it's our responsibility. We should know about the different types of recovery options which is available in our virtual recovery service, Azure Recovery Service Vault. Meanwhile, let me explain you few more features of Recovery Service Vault. So I'm just going to click on Training Vaults 1988, and we are able to find one option which is considered as a manage, right? Under the manage, we have a backup policy, backup infrastructure, recovery service, site recovery infrastructure, and recovery plans. Actually, these options are really helpful to manage the backup and restore as well as replication of any resources. And we have another option like monitoring, alert, matrix, backup jobs, site recovery jobs. So if you want to check the status of your virtual machine, you just need to click on the backup jobs, because the backup jobs can help you and redirect you on page of the backup that you already configured and already proceeded. So in our case, we successfully configured the backup for virtual machine and the status is in progress. It means that you proceeded to take the backup of entire services which is available in virtual machine. So that's why it is in progress. Refresh the page. Everything is okay. Just 2 minutes completed, right? If you click on the view details, it will guide you and help you to understand about the backup concept. This is our VM name and recovery point, expiry time in UTC. This is the expiry time. Activity ID, snapshot is in progress. No need to do anything. Refresh. Back here. Now it will take time. We will discuss about the backup alerts as well, because we have option to schedule the backup alerts. If you click here, it will guide you how to schedule the backup alert, right? So right now we don't have any backup, so that's why we are unable to find anything. Under the backup items, let me check the status of our backup. Still is in progress, because warning, initializing backup pending, initial backup pending. Only the backup is stop and backup now option available. So let me pause the video for few seconds, few minutes, and once our backup is ready to use, we will back and discuss about recovery. Now our backup is ready to use. See, we are able to find last backup status success. What you need to do, you just need to recover. But before that, let me delete the virtual machine, because we want to recover our virtual machine from backup. So let me delete it. Back to the virtual machine icon. I'm just going to remove our existing virtual machine. Not only the remove, I'm going to delete it for permanent, right? Delete. As we know that we successfully proceeded to delete our virtual machine, because we have already created a backup for our VM. So not an issue, we will revert our virtual machine from the backup, right? So it is in progress. Maybe it will take time of maybe 40 to 45 seconds. So do one thing, let's move ourselves to our recovery service vault. Under the recovery service vault, we have a one vaults, training vaults 1988. In the training vaults, we are able to find backup and see backup items. We just need to click on backup items for recovery and click your virtual machine. Select your VM, domain VM, 3 dots, and you just need to click on view details, right? This is the main panel of our recovery. Means if you want to recover your virtual machine or anything like the in case of storage. If you want to recover your data, so you must need to click on view detail, because it gives you lots of information about your data or virtual machine. So in this case, you will find the each and every information and the number of recovery service vault point, the recovery points that you created. It gives you the complete information, and we have option of backup. Now if you want to create another backup point, restore VM and file recovery. As we discussed, if you want to back up the files that you created, so you can proceed with file recovery. If you want to take the backup of if you want to restore the entire virtual machine, then proceed with VM. I'm going to proceed with virtual machine. Select the recovery service vault point, recovery point. So this is the recovery point. Click OK and provide the basic information. We have a two different way: replace existing virtual machine, or you want to create new. So unfortunately, we deleted our virtual machine, so that's why we need to create right now. We just need to create a new virtual machine. So I'm going to proceed with the first step. Provide the name of your virtual machine, backup, okay. So I'm going to proceed and type the name of virtual machine is backup VM. Azure admin, this is resource group. Select your VNet, default VNet, default subnet, and you must need to select the storage. Sometime what happen, you are unable to find the storage, so no worry about it. You just need to create a new storage account and select while restoring your virtual machine. So I'm going to proceed with any storage account, because both storage account are available in same location. The storage 9887 and storage testing storage 1988, both storage accounts are available in same Japanese location. So I'm going to proceed with this one and click restore. Okay, we successfully proceeded, and again it will take up to hardly 3 to 5 minutes. So within 5 minutes you will get your virtual machine that you deleted, right? So I'm going to show you triggering restore domain. Like first step, backing up your virtual machine. Second step, restoring your virtual machine, right? So from the same location, by using the same option of recovery service vault, by using the same recovery vault service, we are able to back up the virtual machine and also we are able to recover the virtual machine. This is the power of Azure recovery service vault. Okay, we successfully proceeded. Now triggering restore for domain, and once it's complete successfully, we will move ourselves to the virtual machine icon and check our virtual machine's status, right? N number of points that we need to discuss in case of backup and recovery, because it's really difficult to delete the recovery service vault. I'll guide you how we can delete our recovery service vault. What happens sometimes if you are using free trial account and you created 2 or 3 backup and you forget about to delete the recovery service vault, so it may be create a problem, means it will consume the entire credits amount that you have. So I'll help you how to delete and how to disable the stop deleting option in our recovery service vault. Okay, so we successfully proceeded. What you need to do, back to the Azure desktop dashboard and see virtual machine, backup virtual machine is creating, right? Not running. And as we know that, no worry about the password and username, because you are restoring your virtual machine from backup, so you can use the same username and password. Or if you forget the username and password, you know that Azure will give you option to reset your user name and password anytime if you have a rights of, if you have a access of admin account or root account. Still is in progress. Now it's running. Let me connect the RDP, right? It's really important. We need to know about our data is available or not. So I'm just going to take the RDP and download, and we'll connect with by using same username and password. So I'm just going to connect our virtual machine. Okay, username is web. I'm going to use my own password, common password. Continue and wait. we are able to access our virtual machine, right? And you will get each and every information. I think in previous machine, means before the virtual machine that we used to take the backup, we already installed Azure AD Connect and Google Chrome, and created two folders in our C drive with name of test data and new folder. So you will get the each and every information like as a driver, software, and data that you uploaded in our VM. Bit slow, but wait for a few seconds. We are able to access our virtual machine and see we are able to find all the software, Azure AD Connect, Google Chrome, Azure AD Connect setup. All the information are available in our restored virtual machine because you restored it from our previous VM. If you want to verify the data that you uploaded, the folder basically that we created, so I'm just going to open this PC and try to open C drive and check the folders that we created. Okay, let me open C drive because as per the Microsoft suggested, do not put any single data in our, what we can say that, in temporary storage. So that's why test data, new folder, both folders are available in our C drive that we created before backup our data, backup our virtual machine. I hope guys you all of you understand about the concept of recovery service vault, how to take the backup and restore of virtual machine. So this is all about the backup and recovery. Do subscribe your on Teach Me Cloud YouTube channel. Take care. Bye bye.